Wow. Can't believe you would kill off your main character in the first episode of the second season. That doesn't make any. I'm just kidding. It's obvious he survived. I don't know how, because he went bang and shot him, and then he flipped off the side of it. I'm sure we'll get a good explanation. Like maybe the thing he's wearing is bulletproof, or maybe he dodged and then flipped off the building on purpose. I'm sure it will be explained, okay? Anyway, Mason Brock Henderson here. This is Daredevil Season 2, Episode 1, Bang. Very fitting title. Anyways, yeah, this is good opening for the second season. First of all, I just wanted to say that Netflix did a very good job because I clicked on, I went on Netflix, went to Season 2, clicked on the first episode. The first thing they did was like a little opening that recapped all of the first season. They gave you the option to skip it if you didn't want to watch it, but I suggest if you're watching this, most likely you've already seen the episode. But if you skipped over that, I don't know if it's possible to go back and try to rewatch it, but I suggest watching that. Because one, it is a good recap of the first season, and two, they make it almost like watching a trailer. It's fun to watch. They have good music going on in the background. They put in some fighting scenes, so it's not all just like, okay, so this happened and this happened. No, there's some fighting scenes in it as well that kind of reminds you how good the fight scenes were in the first season, and what's to come in the second season. So I was really glad they did that. And on top of that, like I said, it is a good recap of the first season, just in case, like me, it's been a while since you've seen the first season. You kind of forgot what it was going on. Most of it was very memorable. Wilson Fisk, you embarrassed me in front of her. All that. It was a very memorable first season, but it has been a while, so the details of the story are kind of not that great. But they did do a very good job of recapping. So that was nice. On to the second season. Very, very good opening. And pretty much it's mainly an intro for the Punisher. And they did a very good job of it. You've got. It kind of opens with Murdoch doing his thing. He's on the roof listening. You see him listening everywhere, like things are coming in and out. Like he hears people laughing, he hears people talking to each other, and all of a sudden he hears a gunshot, and now he's off. And it shows him like picking off the robbers one by one. It was very fun to watch. Not exactly like when you think about the fighting scenes in the first season, it wasn't that. It wasn't like but it was kind of fun to see him do almost like a Batman-esque version of this because his fighting style kind of reminds me of Batman just a little bit. He uses the dark to his advantage, and does a very good job of coming in silent and taking people out silently. So that was fun to watch. And then it cuts to kind of Matt and Foggy talking about stuff, talking about what he's doing, talking about, going to work that day, stuff like that. And that's the other good thing about, especially in the first season, one of the things they did very well, besides the action, the characters are very lovable, and the character interactions are very well done. Matt and Foggy have a really good friendship. It was kind of put to the test near the end of the first season, when Foggy found out that Matt was this vigilante, he got upset, but by the end of the season they'd kind of rectified it. But you could tell there's still a bit of hesitation from Foggy's point of view because he doesn't want, one day Matt doesn't come home because of what he's doing, because he gets killed doing this. So you do kind of understand Foggy's point of view and why he's not all like, yeah, go get him, Matt. But then Matt does have a very good point, too, because he brings up this one woman that he and Foggy tried to help. She was abused by her husband. They offered her a good place to go for battered women. Her husband found out and was going to go just slice her to pieces, but he didn't. He ended up in the hospital with 2 broken arms and restraining orders, safety pin to his chest. That was good to see. It was kind of good to see that Matt does have a counter argument for what Foggy's doing, but it's also nice to see that their friendship is better. even though Foggy still doesn't necessarily like what Matt's doing, he still has enough trust in his friend that they can kind of get along, despite the fact that he's worried about him. So that was nice to see. It was good moment between them. And then the rest of the episode is pretty much them finding out that somebody's been attacking these gangs that are trying to take over Wilson Fisk's operation. It opens with like this Irish gang that are looking to take back what was theirs back in the day. Um, and this leader, it sounded a lot like a mob boss, just the way he talked. It was like, if you think about like the mafia bosses, it sounded like that, except he was a bit more Irish sounding. Like he talked really low, and even though he talked low and without much inflection, he still had this presence in the room that just nobody wanted to question him. And so he's about to like take out this one guy in his group that apparently betrayed him, and then all of a sudden the window just gets shot up. He gets shot in the head. The rest of the people start shooting back, and they all get just shot to hell. It was crazy. One guy escapes, and then he ends up finding Matt and Foggy. They're looking to kind of set him up in witness protection, but he collapses because of his wound. So Karen takes him to the hospital. Yeah. And is kind of looking over him while Matt and Foggy try to find out more information about this guy who's doing these attacks. They find out they attacked another group. Foggy goes to look for them. Doesn't really get a whole lot of information. And Matt ends up finding out that a cartel is actually looking to sort of take over. So he goes to this place. And I'm not really sure. Like, I guess maybe this was where the cartel is supposed to have their base of operations, but he goes in and everybody's dead. Like, stomachs slit open, stuff's like one guy had something stuck up his chin. It was pretty gruesome. But one guy's still alive, but he's got a hook through his shoulder. So he takes him off the hook and is talking to him. He's like, "Who did this? Who are they?" He's like, "There is no they. It's one man." And then it shows one guy walking down the hallway towards where Karen is keeping that one guy in the hospital. And that's when it clicked. I'm just like, oh, this is the Punisher. Okay, I get. Very good intro for him. You think about how they opened for the Kingpin in season 1. That one guy is just like, "No, man, no, I can't tell you. Now that I told you his name, I'm dead. Everybody I know is dead." And then like sticks his eye through, or sticks a like piece of a fence through his eye. And it was just like, oh my god. And then it like cuts to Wilson Fisk, and you see him from behind at first as he's looking at this white painting, and it's just like, that was a great intro. First the shock of this guy just going whoop, and killing himself, and then you cut to the Kingpin, and he's just standing there. You see the back of his bald head, and he's just looking at this painting. This one, maybe not as strong as Fisk's opening, but still kind of like, you're wondering, who did this? And it's kind of funny because when they showed the Irish gang, one guy was missing his hand. I'm like, oh, the hand. I get it. So I thought the hand was doing this. And so whenever that one guy's like, it's not they, it's one guy. It's like, oh, and then show him from behind walking down the hall. It's like, yeah, that's pretty awesome. And then ultimately it leads to Karen helps the guy get away. Punisher's about to take him out with Sniper, and then Daredevil comes up and they fight. And then, like I said, it ends with pulls out a gun, says bang, and shoots him. Looks like in the head, and then he flips off the side of a building. So yeah, it was a good opening episode. And it's kind of funny. I went on to IMDb to look up the name of this episode because I couldn't remember. And I looked at the ratings, and obviously this is the first day it came out, so the ratings are preliminary ratings. Most TV shows have that, where the first few ratings, if you look at the rating like the night it airs or even the morning after, most of the time that's not a genuine rating. That's just what the first few ratings have put. Now, of course, later on, that's not exactly a genuine rating too. That's more of a critic rating. but all of these episodes, like I'm looking, it's 9.5, 9.6, 9.7, 9.8, 9.4, 9.5. It's all nines right now, so I'm really excited going forward because so far the critics love it. Uh, that doesn't necessarily mean it's good because I've seen them put some stupid ratings on other things, but it most of the time if I see a 9 and I watch it, I'm like, yeah, that's worthy of a 9. Like I've seen several nines that match up. I hardly ever see an episode get a 9 and I'm just like, it was okay, you know. So yeah, I'm excited to see where this is going. I'm excited to see. Obviously, we're getting introduced to the Punisher, who's going to be a key figure. Probably in the next couple episodes, we'll get introduced to Elektra. She's the other character that's supposed to be really big. But the one other thing that does have me a little bit worried in the first season, the one thing that really did kind of bug me just a little bit when it was happening is Karen and Foggy. Like, I don't know, it just seemed like they were forcing this to create some drama between the three of them because, you know, it seemed like Matt may have interest in her, but then Foggy would just go for it. I don't know. It seemed like, yeah, it would happen in real life. You know, these three people are working together. I could see them, two of them maybe getting into a relationship. But I don't know. It wasn't the strongest part of the first season, and already in this season we see, Karen kind of putting herself really close to Matt, and Matt hears her heart beating faster. So they're already setting it up, and I know Elektra's coming in, and Elektra and Daredevil is supposed to have kind of a romantic story. So I feel like that's gonna be a thing, and jealousy from Karen. I feel like they're setting up for that, and I don't want that to be a big thing because it's not the most interesting thing in this story. And also, Foggy walks out of the bathroom and sees Karen like on Matt. He doesn't say anything about it, but he also didn't seem like he was getting really jealous about it either. I can't remember exactly what happened at the end for him and Karen because I know they were kind of hooking up a little bit, but then decided not to. So yeah, I don't know where that's going, but the relationship stuff, it can be good, it can be needed at times, but sometimes most of the time shows don't handle it well. So hopefully this show knows how to handle the relationship stuff. Hopefully they kind of, just have it in there because it does help with character development at times, but it doesn't become like a main, like one episode is solely on Karen dealing with the jealousy of, this new girl that comes into Matt's life. So yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to see more of it. I'm excited to see where this goes and see kind of where they're leading to this all. So yeah, just a couple more things, and then I'll end this review. One, because I'm watching like on Netflix, so I'm using up the internet. Our internet here is really slow, so if I tried to upload this video while watching, probably wouldn't work out very well. It would take forever, like the buffering on the video would be long and upload would take forever. So I'm likely gonna upload a chunk of these together whenever I'm not watching. So that's if this one doesn't come out until like tomorrow or something, that's why. Another thing is, I'm not sure if you can tell, but the pollen is killing me right now. And so if my voice sounds really nasally or something, that's why. Or at least more nasally than usual. Yeah, my head hurts really bad. My nose is all stopped up. And yeah, that is why I sound even more than usual. So yeah, just wanted to let you guys know that. That's about it. So leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of this episode. Are you excited like I am for this season? What are you looking forward to seeing more of? What do you want to see less of? And leave a like and subscribe for more Daredevil. See you at the next review. Peace out.